The Knicks are still looking for a head coach. Here's Charles Barkley on NBA TV pregame show.
The Knicks got to be the stupidest damn people in the world. Like, you don't fire no good coach like that and don't have a plan. I mean, Tibbs did a hell of a job. Obviously, something's going on there, but you don't have a plan. And now the three coaches turn you down. You got to have a plan, man. I mean, I don't know what the hell they're going to do.
Well, okay. It looks bad now. The optics, as they like to say, looks bad. But when do you need a head coach? You'd like to have it right away if you're going to fire Tibbs and go, yes, this is why we fired him, because we brought in Michael Malone or whoever it is. Or we're bringing in Jason Kidd. I mean, you're not bringing in Phil Jackson here. And that didn't even work out when you brought in Phil Jackson. Remember Steve Kerr turned down the job? And I thought, gosh, he's going to turn down the job to coach Golden State. And then what a great move by Steve Kerr. I don't know if you get back to retreads. You're going to bring in candidates here. But at what point do you go, we have to have a coach in place? It's like Aaron Rodgers with the Steelers. My gut feeling all along was they had an agreement. He would come in. He would come in when he's ready. The coach knew about it, and everybody should be fine with this. This is different. You fire that guy. You couldn't wait to fire that guy, and it felt like, okay, and here comes whoever. But you're going to have the draft. Do you need to have a coach? If you're going to be trying to pull off for Giannis, do you need to have a coach as well in there? Now, if that coach is Jason Kidd, then yes, you need to have him in place so he can be reunited with him. But other than that, the time frame doesn't look good. And maybe the NBA has said to the Knicks, this has happened before with a previous commissioner, don't do anything to upstage the NBA Finals. Wait, normally to fire somebody or hire somebody, but I can go back to one specific moment where the commissioner wasn't pleased because he didn't want an announcement to be made that somebody was going to be hired. He didn't want to take away from the NBA Finals. I don't know if that's the case. But trying to find a coach for the Knicks, and it seems like it's a little more of a struggle than we thought it was going to be. And all the goodwill you build up, this is exciting, it's fun, New York's alive, we got to the Eastern Conference Finals. Well, you got to the Eastern Conference Finals because luck. Luck played a big role in guys getting injured. The two best teams weren't fully assembled. Now, granted, you play whoever's in front of you. But if you look at the reality of this, how good is that team? They're not better than the Cavs. They're not better than the Celtics at full strength. I think the Celtics are going to look a whole lot different this next season. Cleveland's probably going to keep their core four together. And the Pacers are going to be there as well because you're not better than the Pacers. As much as you, in your mind, go, we're the Knicks. We're better than the Pacers. We don't even know if OKC is better than the Pacers. Indiana has played great basketball. Yes, Eaton.
And just because a team isn't laying out their plans for us in detail doesn't mean they don't have one. You know, I get that when there's sort of a vacuum of information, we try to fill it without having any real information. But I don't know that I've ever seen a team sit down and say, thank you all for being here. Now that we fired the coach, here's our 3-step plan moving forward. First, we're going to try to hire this guy. If that guy doesn't work, then we're going to... I don't know that I've ever seen a team lay out, this is what we're going to do. This is exactly what our plan is now that we've made this surprising move.
I would have liked to have had the Knicks, somebody get in front of a microphone and explain what happened.
Correct.
You fired Tom Thibodeau. I'd like to have somebody who had the wherewithal, the guts, the confidence, whatever, just tell the media, hey, this is why we moved on. Because as a Knicks fan, aren't you owed that? Like, wait a minute, what happened here? And everybody's got an opinion about Tom Thibodeau and, he works his players too hard. And everybody says the same thing. But you gave him an extension last July. Almost a year ago, you gave him an extension. Was he the same coach back then as he was this year? And the answer is yes. The guy who was his agent gave him that contract extension. That's what's baffling. You gave him a fully guaranteed contract for a guy that you probably knew before the playoffs started you were going to fire. And then all of a sudden they started winning. And then Tatum goes out. The Cavaliers are banged up. Now all of a sudden you're in the Eastern Conference Finals and you're probably going, damn, if we get to the finals, do we have to keep him? What are the candidates? Do we have the odds on who's the next head coach of the Knicks, Paulie?
Yeah, the day after they fired Thibs, it was Michael Malone was the favorite overwhelmingly. Currently, they have a bunch of different people, but basically it's Jason Kidd in the field. That's the DraftKings odds as of this morning.
Okay, let's take Jason Kidd out of this because that hinges on the Mavericks giving permission. If there are any other names in there, I'd be curious. I saw where Mike Woodson's name surfaced. If you're bringing back Mike Woodson, is that a plan? Because it feels like, okay, here's plan A. We might be going down the alphabet here with the New York Knicks. Are there any other candidates that are mentioned aside from Jason Kidd?
Yeah, they have the assistant coach from the Cavs, Johnny
Bryant?
Yes. And otherwise, they don't have any other people because they took off Jay Wright. They took off Danny Hurley.
Well, Hurley and Wright, we're never going to do this. No. It's wishful thinking. Hey, Danny Hurley grew up a Knicks fan. Okay.
I'm pretty sure the Knicks were on his short list of teams that he would coach.
Yes.
He did say if he's going to do anywhere, it's going to be like Boston, New York. It was going to be in the tri-state area close to New Jersey. The Knicks are probably number one on that list of teams he would coach.
But then he did say, I'm not going to go through this again. After what happened with the Lakers, he's not ready to do that. On a nightly basis, with his personality, his temperament, he might lose 5 or 7 games in a season and have a hard time with that. You go to New York, you're going to lose 35 games.
He might not be ready for it, but that doesn't mean that he wouldn't take it.
At least his wife, they would be able to sort of stay in this area as opposed to going to Los Angeles.
Yeah.
But Jay Wright's got it. Have you seen Jay Wright?
He looks great.
It looks like $1 million.
Sure seems relaxed, I can tell you that.
Yes. Jay Wright is like, wait, what? You want me to what? I've already got a couple of national titles. I'm a Hall of Fame coach. I'm getting
hair.
paid. Yes.
What do I want to lose that for?
Yes. Why do I want this to go fully gray? Yes, Paul.
But if he joins the Knicks, he could look like $30 million.
No, he's going to get paid $30 million. He won't look $30 million.
Can you imagine replacing Tibbs with Danny Hurley because Tibbs is too intense? That's the opposite of the narrative.
Well, I don't think Tibbs was too intense as much as his strategy was. I'm not trusting. I don't trust too many players. Therefore, they play a lot of minutes. Players aren't used to be playing a lot of minutes. Yes, Marv?
Yeah, his reputation is him running his players into the ground, a la Derrick Rose. Derrick Rose got hurt. They were up by a lot in a playoff game. And Derrick Rose is still in the game.
Yeah.
ACL tour.